It's showtime. Welcome to the Eyes of the Oracle. On today's show, we're going to talk about people walking their dogs in the park. We're going to talk about hypocrisy and lead contamination in water systems. We're also going to talk about Hitler, and we're going to talk about Spunke, and I think we'll not talk about that last one. Well, what about people walking their dogs, right? I guess it's basically to have them take a shit outside of the house. Speaking about shit, I was in the bathroom the other day, and the toilet paper had designs on it. It had designs of paws of a dog. And I started thinking about that as I was wiping my ass, right? Like, why is it that every time I feel like I have a good idea, I need to run to the bathroom and take a shit, right? I wonder if that's the reason why Louis C.K. speaks about shit always as if it is this great emergency. He speaks about his daughter taking shits. He speaks about even dogs taking shit. And every time it's either an emergency, stones and cans of soup dropped into a toilet, or it's an explosion. So how about that, taking a shit? And speaking about hypocrisy, for John Oliver, last week tonight, the topic was about lead contamination in water systems in the United States, specifically Flint, Michigan, I think. And he presented how some politicians have expressed themselves very openly, speaking about how it's unacceptable for a first world country to have children poisoned over their water consumption at home. They're poisoned by lead, a topic that has been dealt with for decades already. But the point about hypocrisy is how he presents the same politicians towards the end of that segment, explaining how they themselves voted against better funding for the programs that have already been designed to tackle the water contamination, the lead contamination in the water. And still on the topic of hypocrisy, I want to mention something about a movie I watched this week, a German movie about Hitler appearing in 2014 in Berlin, in Germany. Yeah, that's right, Hitler. I said it. That's right, I said it. Hitler starts going around Germany, listening to people's problems. He starts presenting them with his thoughts. He starts giving them ideas back. He makes the people feel listened to. He gets the attention of people while he puts in a TV show. Miraculously, I would say. But the fact of the matter is that in the movie, Hitler is doing his job, spreading his propaganda through a comedy TV show, and people are listening, and it becomes something important all of a sudden. And you see people that have always thought about Hitler as a demon of our past, as something that we will not want to have repeat again. We have the same people listening to Hitler and agreeing with what he's saying. So how about that? I mean, isn't that the definition of hypocrisy? I think that movie is amazing on how it tackles that taboo subject. And it just reminds us that's just how we are. That's human nature. The things we did in the past are definitely part of how we are. It's not like people back then were idiots, right? It's not like people back then didn't know what good and bad was. It's just a fact that sometimes as a group we take ideas that seem interesting and attractive at the beginning, and then sometimes we end up fucking up. It just happens, right? It's human nature. I think everything is okay as long as we can just accept who we are. And that sometimes we fuck up, that sometimes we are assholes. Sometimes we are, that's all. I think it's about understanding that. And that's the show for today. Thank you for watching. This is Parque Mirador Sur in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. People working out, right? As always, open wide.